Hey everyone, my name is Gamer Corey and welcome back to another Red Dead Online video. Now in today's video we are going to be going over three separate things. The first one being Madame Nazar's location, the second thing being all of the different cycles that are available here in Red Dead Online and their collection sets, and then last but not least we're going to go over extensive in detail all of the daily challenges so that you guys can go ahead and make as much gold as possible here in Red Dead Online. Don't forget to check me out for my live streams every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. They are normally scheduled on my website, which is gamercorey.com. If you guys want to make sure that you guys participate in some of my live streams, then make sure that you guys check that out. I do live stream on other days, so the only way to really know about that is checking the website or following me on Twitter or making sure that you guys are subscribed to the channel with bell notifications turned on so that you guys get notified when I do go live. So one of those options is going to be the best for you if you would like to be able to participate in a live stream event. But anyway, let's go and get in onto the action today, and let's go to show you guys exactly where you guys can go ahead and find Madame Nazar for today. And she is located over in Blue Water Marsh today, which the fastest travel location of choice will either be Van Horn or at Logras. It doesn't really matter which one you guys go to today. Either one of those work just fine. I usually go to Lagra. It's a quicker one in my opinion, but this is her exact location for today. So if this is the only thing that you guys came here for today, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would help me out a lot and is greatly appreciated. And a thumbs up does mean a lot to me because if it helped you guys out, it could help out somebody else as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to the next thing on our list, and that is to go over all the different collections and their cycles that are for today. Now, if you guys really don't need to know what it means, just all you have to do is whatever I'm about to tell you, like say coins cycle 1, go on my channel and type in coins cycle 1 and you're going to get exactly what you need to know so you guys know exactly the locations for all the different coins and different sets that are available here in Red Dead Online for today. Alright, so I like to go after the coins or the lost jewelry just because you do make the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time possible. Coins takes about an hour, and the lost jewelry, which is 4 total sets, can take you about 2 to 2.5 hours of time. However, you do need the field shovel and also the metal detector in order to complete those sets. So let's go ahead and start with the coins. Coins are going to be a part of cycle number 1, which is actually kind of funny because that's actually what I had said. And then lost jewelry will actually be a part of cycle number 3. Now, if you don't have enough money or maybe not a collector at all or not a high enough rank, don't worry because I'm going to go over this next 4 sets. And you don't even have to be a collector at all. And you can actually save up. So when you become a collector, you can actually go ahead and sell those out all at one time, which is pretty amazing. And you can carry 10 of each set before you go ahead and have to sell it, which you're going to make a ton of money because if by having all the sets collected, you'll make $4,000 every single day. So we have the American Wildflowers, which is going to be a part of cycle number 4. The tarot cards are going to be a part of cycle number 3. The antique alcohol bottles and bird eggs will be a part of cycle number 5. So those 4 total sets you guys can do without even being a collector or not having enough money or anything like that. Okay, dude, you can just stop being so impatient. I'm just pulling over for you. Yeesh. Anyway, we got arrowheads, which is going to be a part of cycle number 1, and then cycle 2 will have the family heirlooms. So the original 4 that I'd said, American Wildflowers, tarot cards, antique alcohol bottles, and bird eggs. Low money, low rank, not even a collector at all, which that's what I would definitely recommend that you guys go ahead and do to get started with the collector roles. Trust me, once you get to like rank 5, you're going to be flying high with making tons of money here in Red Dead Online. And trust me, if anybody knows anything about money, I think that would have to be me. 125,000 and almost 2,000 in gold. Not too shabby. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the last thing on the list, and that is to go over all of the daily challenges for today so that you guys can make as much gold as possible. Now, there is 11 gold bar possibility to be made every single day. There's a couple different requirements for this. Number 1, you have to have a 21-day streak of completing at least 1 daily challenge. It doesn't matter from the role or the daily general challenges. Number 2, you do have to have all of the different roles, and you have to be at least a rank 10 to make sure that you guys have 19 total daily challenges each and every single day. Basically, that just means that you need to get to a rank 10 as fast as you possibly can, and you need to make sure that you're on a 21-day streak. All right, the next thing, there's always one daily challenge that you guys can complete faster than it takes to actually log into Red Dead Online. which is pretty amazing. Now, I do already know of one that's on here for today. Otherwise, I don't typically look at them because I try not to, just to let you guys know that I do know a lot about this game, and I've been playing since day one of beta, and I have not really missed that many days at all. I went on vacation once. That was like 10 days. Other than that, it's been pretty consistent. All right, let's go ahead and look at it. We have a total of a distance traveled of 15,840. You can do that by running, walking, horseback, train, whatever. As long as it's traveled, it's going to be counted. That's probably a really, really simple one for today. Let's see what other ones are super simple. Visit a shop in Valentine. I just purchased ammo right before this video at the shop, so that's kind of a bummer that I didn't get that one. Visit the peak of Mount Hagen, which is the highest point in Red Dead Online, and that's going to be over here. So you're going to want to make sure that you wear some winter clothing up there, otherwise you're going to get a little bit cold. Other than that, these two are actually pretty simple. Same thing with the top one, which is just travel distance. So I would make sure that you're not fast traveling, just cinematic mode everywhere, and you're going to get your distance travel easy peasy by going to these two locations right off the bat. Yarrow collected. Now, there is a couple different Yarrow locations right outside of Valentine. Their exact locations, I could probably going to be a little bit wrong here, but I think there's one like right about here. I think there's one right here. There's a couple in the back. There's like one right there. Might be on the other side of the road. And then there's a whole bunch in the back over here. Just make sure that you're on the top of the, not below the valley on the river valley, but on the top here, like in this general area. And you guys should find a whole bunch of them. Otherwise, I do believe that on my channel, I do have a whole bunch of Yarrow locations for you guys. Just trying to think. I think there's actually some more, like over here, actually, too, if I remember right. Somewhere in this general area, there's a couple groupings of it as well. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the Seagulls. The Seagulls locations actually is a really good one. It's right outside of Rhodes. You're going to want to do this during the day, though. If you go out to this island right here, during the day, you're going to want to come up from Clements Point out here, fast travel into Rhodes, or just ride down there. Either one just works just fine. But when you get to this area right here, there's actually seagulls chilling out in this location, usually right here. And then there's actually a couple of them that are like right here as well. So it just kind of depends on where you're at, what time of day you're at. Otherwise, just keep riding around the island. And I would just ride around the outskirts of the island, and then basically go back and then just keep looking for them. And then you can find like green iguanas, there's crab, there's ducks, there's herons, there's a whole bunch of other animals out there as well. And a few different herbs that you guys can go ahead and pick as well, just in case you guys need those also. All right, what else do we got? I saw something about a dog following something interesting, which that one's probably going to be the hardest one of the day. Probably followed by the melee weapon. Because it all depends on which free roam event you're going into. But melee might be a little bit tricky, like with Dispatch Rider, as you're on your horse. Same thing with Railroad Baron might be a little bit tricky, just because you're not really having the opportunity of really doing anything with melee. If you can lasso somebody off, tie them up a little bit, and then get them, you might have a little bit of luck with that. However, I would say like Cold Dead Hands is going to be a really good one. I'm trying to think of the other one that's really good with PvP for the free roam event. I mean, these are all PvP. Most of the free roam events are PvP, but like specifically no horse going after each other. Cold Dead Hands is probably one of the best ones, but it's going to be hard to get close to somebody just because everybody likes to use explosive rounds inside of that one, just because you are wearing armor. So it really just depends. This one's pretty random. I'm going to show you guys a couple spots that you guys can go to for it to get the dog to show up. Number one is up here in Ansburg. It's actually going to pop up at this intersection right here. If you're in Valentine and you come down to this spot right here, there's a dog interaction area right here. The other one that I know of is actually down by Armadillo. And I always get this one a little bit wrong, but it's like right in like this area somewhere. It's like right along that road, you'll find the dog barking at you. But those are the three that I usually come across. But if you guys have a recommendation for another one, then please leave a comment down below so you guys can help each other out. But those are my more common ones that I go to. Otherwise, it's just kind of staying on the main path of things, and eventually you'll find a dog. But try one of those spots first and see if it works for you guys. And I think that's everything in the daily general challenges. So I'd say everything is pretty easy except for these two, just because this is completely random. You could probably run past that same spot 100 times and never get a dog, but the next person that does it only has to do it once and they can get it. And then it just depends on how good you are with melee weapons, specifically in PvP and also in free roam. So it's kind of skill dependent, so I wish you guys the best of luck. So let's go to move on to the daily role challenges here. We have to have $200 money made from selling moonshine. It's not so bad. If you guys are a lower rank and you only have weak moonshine, this is going to take you guys a while to actually get it completed. So preferably if you guys are a higher rank or know somebody that's a higher rank that can help you out, that'd be great, because you'll get a little bit of extra money for helping somebody. And then you can have them help you when you sell your weak stuff and your weak moonshine, and you should be good fine. But if you're a high enough rank, which is at a rank 10, and then have the copper polished moonshine still, you can make $250. It's like $247 by doing one of the special recipes, which that's pretty much all I ever do. And as long as you don't break a bottle, which is the next one, have at least 18 intact, you're going to make more than $200 money made. If you break one bottle, then you make less than 200, so you might have to do this in a couple different cells. But these two definitely go together with each other today, so that's amazing when that happens. The next one is to play with the band for 2 minutes. You just have to hold, you don't even have to hold down the button. You just have to go and talk to the band member, basically swap so that you can play the instrument, and then basically go ahead and start playing. Then you can grab yourself a beverage or a snack or whatever, and then that one will be completed. The next one is going to be the trader role. We have to travel a distance of 15,838 by delivery wagon while on a mission. This basically takes 2 distant deliveries to get this done. The bad thing about that is obviously you're going to get put on the map, so you could potentially get griefed if you're doing local deliveries, which is one of them is an option to selling 2 goods to a local buyer. You could make sure that you're using your entire time to do it, and you might get really close to that, but you might have to do it twice still in order to get that completed. It really depends on your time management and how far you can really go on a wagon. So I wish you guys the best of luck with that one, because these two, or this one, will take you a little bit of time. The next one is to have 3 deadly predator carcasses or skins brought in. Best way to do this is wolves. I'll go over some locations for you guys here in just a second, but otherwise bears, cougars, panthers, alligators, those will all count towards predators. So just go ahead and bring them back. If you guys want to set up your camp in Blue Water Marsh today and then bring back the skins of alligators, that would be pretty easy. Otherwise, going after the wolves is the best, because you can usually get 3 at a time. I'm going to show you guys a couple different spots. One is up in Katora Springs. You can usually get wolves to spawn in right about in this area here. Another one is over by Mount Hagen, which you have to go to today anyway. If you come down to here, this one is a lot more consistent than the Katora Springs one is for me. But this location, if you go up this way and they're not there, I bet by the time you come back down, they will be. And they always spawn into 3 or 4 at a time at this location. There are a couple other random spots. There's actually one outside of McFarland's Ranch, right in this general area. You can usually find them. And also over by Moonstone Pond, which is up here, like in this general area, you can usually get a couple of them to spawn as well. So best of luck on that one.
Good evening, man.
The next one is going to be the collector role. We have antique alcohol bottles. We have to have 5 bird eggs, and then 3 collectibles looted from non-player enemies. Now this one's going to be a little bit more tricky than the other 2. You're going to basically want to loot everybody, but the best people to loot are anybody on like bounty hunting missions, anything that you guys do with like getting hideouts, or even bootlegger missions. Those have the highest probability of actually getting non-player enemy collectibles looted. So definitely try to loot as many of those people as possible. Antique alcohol bottles are going to be a part of cycle. Hang on, I gotta look at my notes here just a second. I believe it was going to be cycle 5 today. Yes, cycle 5. And then bird eggs is going to be a part of cycle number 5 as well. So those 2 should be fairly easy to get. I would go after the goose and duck eggs. That's why there's 5, because you get like 4 at a time with those. Otherwise, you can just go after the complete set and make a little bit of extra money and get a nice little bit of some XP, just in case you guys need it. And then last but not least is going to be the bounty hunter role, which is the only role that does pay out additionally in gold. So you're going to get up to that 1.5 gold bars just from completing the daily challenges, but then you can get anywhere between 0.08 and 0.32 gold from participating in any of the bounty boards and completing the bounty mission. As long as you bring them in alive, you're going to get more gold, but on average I'd say 0.16 is your average, and typically it does take 3 of your bounty hunts to get these all completed usually, which means that you can get a minimum of a quarter gold bar extra just from doing the daily challenges. So you're looking at almost 2 gold bars from completing just the bounty hunter role. We have 3 bounty targets lassoed from horseback, preferably use the reinforced lasso. Take down 2 bounty targets with bolas, which that's pretty easy. And if you have been around for a while and have been gifted a whole bunch of bolas from Rockstar, that would be the best way to do it. Otherwise, they do cost $30 a piece. And then we have 1 legendary or hard mission completed, which that one's pretty self-explanatory. You just have to do them. I would go after the legendary personally. You're going to make a little bit more money, a lot more people to loot, and you can loot everybody, which is pretty amazing before you even have to bring the bounty target back. So that's my recommendation, and you can make more money. So why not? Why not? Now, the daily role challenges might be a little bit different than what you guys have, just depending on what your current rank is. If you guys are rank 20 or a higher rank, you should have the same daily challenges that I have. But if you don't, if you have a question, then please leave a comment down below so that I can definitely do my best to answer any questions that you guys might have. But if you guys did find the video helpful or enjoyable in any way, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would help me out a lot and is greatly appreciated. But until next time, YouTube, you guys keep doing what you're doing because you're already doing it. And you guys, stay gaming.